It's the Big Biz Show with Russ and Sully.
Hey, well, Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com. Hearing me nationwide, coast to coast. I'm so happy that we get to talk to John Swallow. John Swallow is with New Jersey Mining Company, NewJerseyMiningCompany.com. Their stock symbol NJMC. They are publicly traded. Not often that we get to talk to publicly traded companies, as a CEO at that, but they're a gold producer. Their Golden Chest Mine and their Murray Gold Belt and their Butte Highlands, and they're up in central Idaho, and there's a great explosion picture on their
what's it called? Golden Chest?
Golden Chest Mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got a joke there.
This is a golden chest. So what I want to know is, hey, John, here's my question for you. So when you guys, you have your nimble crew, you guys are you're blowing stuff up, you're extracting gold. So what happens then? I mean, honestly, because all we know about is you put it back in an ore cart. There's bandits behind the rocks, and then you take it to some assayer in town. I'm assuming it's different now these days. Talk about the security side of it. Talk about how you get from mine to market.
Well, we, as I touched on last time, we actually produce a concentrate. So when our ore comes from the mine to the mill, it gets crushed down into basically more like a gravelly type of rock, and it goes through our flotation mill. And then it turns into a concentrator, like a black sandy kind of thing. You can't see the gold in it, and these go into 2-ton super sacks, and each one of those super sacks might have, it could depend on the grade of the ore. It could have a certain amount of gold in it. So if somebody was to actually want to come hijack, and it'd almost be comical to watch somebody actually try to take off with a 2-ton super sack full of gold concentrate and try to figure out how to make any money off of it. Because we actually have a concentrate broker who buys our concentrate at the mill, and then it's, believe it or not, shipped to Japan. So that's where the final refinery and everything happens.
So that's what goes on with respect to how you get to market. You're selling it to a third party, and they take it. So this isn't like the old days where, since you're doing a concentrate, it's not like the old days where you're actually weighing out gold, going to an assayer. Yeah. How do you guys tell the spots that are better than others? In other words, is there any spectral sort of photography that goes on overhead, or do you guys just have to get lucky and go start digging and then find something that works?
Yeah, no, on the open pit, if you watch that video, you'll notice that right before the blast goes off, there's excuse me, sorry about that, there's a number of, it looks like a bunch of gridded holes. And that's actually where the explosives are loaded. But one of the things that we do is we assay everything. It's almost one of those things where, like, we're a small company. You don't have the luxury of a big bank account or a bunch of the margin of error. So basically, we assay everything just to make sure we know the grade of everything in that hole. So when we might drill a hole 10, 15 feet deep, and we'll take cuttings out of that hole every foot, 2 feet, and then assay all that. So then we actually know on that horizon across that bench where the grades are, and then if you look at it's like a polygon, we'll know after you heave that ground and drop it back down roughly where the grade or the ore is and what it looks like. But you can't visually. Sometimes you look at something you think is really good, and it's not, and vice versa.
Yeah, what's interesting, we're watching for our
big trucks, small roads is what I call it.
I was going to say, for our radio audience, I encourage you to go to NewJerseyMining.com and watch this. But for our TV audience, you can see it, pretty clearly. I mean, I have to say, John, that looks like a pretty dangerous place to work. It's, how those guys are taking risks on that stuff. How do you guys, keep those trucks from falling off the edge of the cliff? How do you keep everybody safe? Because I mean, it is treacherous. You're dealing with explosives and everything else. That's got to be, safety's got to be paramount for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we actually have an explosives contractor that does the blasting for us. So they come in and they'll drill the holes and actually handle all of that. So the whole entire mine site is cleared when we do that. I mean, that's we all live here, work here, have families. Everybody is very, very safe, and definitely that's going home at night is the number one job. Yeah. So we don't take it. And really, there's no reason to take unnecessary chances just to get some gold out of the ground. That just isn't what we're all about.